Afternoon, folks. Welcome back. It's John Pettipas. It's 12:35 noon hour on Wednesday, the 23rd day of March. And I got a beautiful jar here of local pussy willows. Not the local pussy willows. And it's spring. It's the first Wednesday in spring of 2023. And a young man's fancy turns to love. And apparently a county and town, their fancy, if you listen to this brochure, turns to merger. The urge to merge. Well, I'm all against this merger. When you merge, you must have a common interest. There is no common interest between Antigonish County and Antigonish Town. None. Okay, they take its letter here. Dear residents of town and county, notice it says town and county. Now, Matt, I love history and geography, but I can do math too. They take history, geography, current events, business, but I can do math too. And I believe with 4,200 residents in town and 14,000 plus of us in the county, the letter should read, Dear residents of county and town. The county should be first. Then we look who signed it. No, not Sleepy Joe, it's that snot. It's that snot, Joe's wife, not Sleepy Joe, the other guy Joe, the one from the college. It says Laurie Bushy. And later on they have Owen McCarran, and it says Warden McCarran. There's an ego there. Politically correct, I say, I'm looking at this here now. You've elected us to do what's in your best interest, and part of our job is to explore opportunities like this. In the case, our decision needs to be informed. In this case, damn right in this case, can't go back. You can only merge once. In this case, our decision needs to be informed by your input. The poor, pitiful warden and the snot, the mayor of Antigonish. They gotta ask us. Oh, terrible thing. Anyway, we're asking everyone who has an interest in Antigonish's future to take part in this community engagement. Sounds like something Randy Laurie. Randy's an Antigonisher. Antigonish's future. It is. They're being honest, though. Antigonish's future to take part in the community engagement around a possible consolidation. Here's how I'm going to repeat it again. We're asking everyone who has an interest in Antigonish's future to take part in the community engagement around a possible consolidation. Here's how. And I put after in blue, bullshit. And then they sign on, thanking you in advance. Fuck, I hate getting letters like that. When somebody asks for charity, and I'm quite charitable, you can say thank you, merci. Tapple it, whatever, after the donation's made, but thanking you in advance. So basically, they assume we're going to say yes. They're so smart. So I put here more fucking bullshit. Now, it does say, I have to give them credit for being honest. We're asking everyone who has an interest in Antigonish's future. Now, I've said pussy willows, a young man's fancy turns to love and making whoopee and so on in the spring. That's springtime. So you take in obviously his political squeeze here. They want to make municipal love. You know, we should have that little song on Love in the Air, Little Lovebirds, whatever. Anyway, interest in Antigonish's future. You go just west of Antigonish, the wonderful late warden, Holland Fraser, and former MLA as well, God bless his heart, in heaven now, if anybody's in heaven, Highland is. He's a wonderful man. He brought development to Antigonish County in what is now known as Market Street, Antigonish. You see Walmart, and you see other retailers and a number of services up there and lumber yards and so on. And that is all in Antigonish County on Post Road. The old joke used to be when you left Ontario, Toronto's buddy had never been to Atlantic Canada. He was taking his wife down to see Cape Breton where he was born. And they take and anyway, they were coming down. Actually, his grandparents were born. His grandparents. He said, how to get down to Kiddish? And Ed told him, you just head down to 401, son, and you turn in at the first set of stoplights in the Trans-Canada Highway. And after Warden Holland, first you got the, in Council of the Day, got the Market Street and Antigonish, Post Road, Antigonish County, just west of the town. They had to change the story. How do you get down Antigonish? It's a second set of stoplights in Trans-Canada Highway. Anyway, such was the case. Then and now. You go just east of town, you see all the development. You see the McGilvery car dealership, and you see all the industrial development, all the commercial development, and so on. Commercial related out to Beach Hill Road extension and South River Road and so on. You see the lovely building of the Dexter Nova lines. They have a big salt dome, and they have an office and a mechanics warehouse and so on. You see car dealership up on the other side of town, McDonnell Chrysler, fine North American made product, and I'm going to mention Chrysler in a minute in my video here. And so anyway, the Sobeys, the fast gas, the lovely fast gas out there. There's a number of other commercial endeavors. I'm going on too long to list them all. And so that is all assessment in the county. And now part of love gets lust. And lust can be either lust that it's lovely, or it can be lust that it's lust. You're lusting another man's wife. She's already married. Okay, you're lusting whatever. Okay, lust often is a double-edged sword. So there's lust. There's no question. If I was the mayor of Antigonish or sitting around the council chamber in that town, Antigonish, I'd certainly want to merge. Although I'm told there's a fair amount of people in the town, not only told, I've been told myself, that there's a surprisingly large number of people in the town that do not want to merge. But then again, they all don't have an extra long, and they don't all sign the name as the Warden McCarran or Laurie Bushy Mayor, so there's only one mayor. I don't know why, but she's mayor. And there's only one warden, and he's there. And they take, and so, but everybody counts. Everybody counts. Should and does count. And so you can only merge once, folks. Remember that. You can only merge once. Now, I can see why they lust over the industrial development and very substantial residential development in Antigonish County. Now, again, I'll repeat. You have, to my knowledge, the lowest commercial tax rates in Nova Scotia and Antigonish County. And you have the second lowest residential tax rates in Antigonish County. Now, once you merge, it's too late. You ask the good people at Eastern Shore when John Savage and the government today, in their lack of wisdom, put together HRM, Halifax Regional Municipality. There is nothing, zilch, nothing in common with the great people, Mosher River, Ecum, Seacum, and so on, Spanish Bay, and so on, with Halifax self. As the good people, ask her worship, and she is her worship, Mayor Gloria McCluskey, arguably one of the most successful cities in Atlantic Canada, if not Canada. They have the beautiful Burnside Industrial Park. No wonder Halifax wanted to merge with Dartmouth. They have no industry in Halifax to speak of. Some head offices, but no industry. They lust it. They had lust in their greedy little hands. And the way property prices have gone up, and they're looking at about a 10% increase in their taxes in Halifax, that's sickening. That's sickening. Okay, and Mike Savage and that council they have, because they didn't cut back when the biological juror welfare was on. They should have laid off those people and sent them home. And they paid them, and they don't have enough money in their police budget. You listen to some, and they lacking money for other stuff. But they want to have now about roughly a 10% increase in their property tax rate in Halifax. And that's bad, it's rotten, it's wrong. Now, when you make a merger, I mentioned McDonnell Chrysler. Germans are two types of Germans. Very nice or absolute pricks. There's two types of Germans. Very nice. Nice as fine as people you want to meet are absolute pricks. There's no halfways with Germans. They're one extreme and other on the nicest scale. Absolute pricks or extremely nice. Loveliest people you want to meet. And I can say that sincerely. Now, A nice guy came in with his wife for years. I used to buy 6 of the nice hanging baskets, put at our cottage at West Bay Road, the Points. And I came in the spring, we give them ice cream or some fruit in a bag, or Causeway token in those days, for Causeway. And I said, it's a merger coming. It was Daimler, Mercedes-Benz, Daimler-Benz going to merge with Chrysler. So I flattered the guy and I said, German engineering. I said, German engineering and American market know-how. And for the first time, this guy went like, no, Johnny, point his finger. No. He said, German engineering, yes, and German marketing know-how. That's like some of these ones where a guy marries a girl, or sometimes a guy, girl will marry a fellow that wants to be a control freak, but you'll often hear an expression, fellow married a girl, and in that house there'll be, she wears that house, so-and-so wears the panties and the pants too. Well, that's not a true marriage. Two coming together as one. And eventually those marriages usually fail because the husband gets sick of going around like a little doggy puppy, or the wife gets sick of a control freak husband that second guesses everything she does. Okay, so anyway, same idea. A real merger has to have benefits for both sides. So when Walter that day, the German's mental broker, told me, no. He says, German engineering and German marketing know-how. And that deal failed. The Daimler-Chrysler deal failed. It didn't merge. About half of corporate mergers don't merge. Ask yourself, people, since they merged the hospital boards in Nova Scotia, is your wait time shorter at the hospital? Are there more doctors? Is it quicker wait time at emergency outpatients? Of course not. Is the school board better since they put together the monstrosity which was the Guysborough, Atkinnish, Richmond Inverness School Board? Okay, now they've eliminated school boards. Is the school system better? And you can go on and ask the people in Dartmouth that went through a merger. Okay, what the commercial tax rates in Atkinnish are considerably higher than in the county. They're not only higher, they're considerably higher. And residential tax rates are higher. It's okay to be Christian nice, but do you want to pay more taxes when oil prices are high as they are now? You ask yourself this question. Do you want to pay higher property taxes to repair the sewer and water pipes in the town of Atkinnish? I certainly don't. And it's up to you folks. There's a whole series of meetings in the back. They start, the first one's the People's Place Library Community Room on Monday, April 11th. That evening is one in St. Joseph's Lakeside Community Centre, Monday, April 11th, and they go on. I noticed at the Trackley Fire Hall, it's the second last one of the list, and Punk, I don't know why, they're very good people there too, and they're at the very end of the list. Okay, so it's quite interesting that the French communities, for the most part, are at the very end of the list. That kind of tells you where you're going to be. If you live in Auld, Cove, Atkinnish County, or East Harbour-Bushy, or Harbour-Bushy Village, or Cape Jack, or Frankville, or Linwood, or Grosvenor, or Matty Settlement, or East Tracadie, or Monastery, or Upper Big Tracadie, in Merland, Afton, Bayfield, West Arm, Tracadie, Heatherton, that Summerside, that just tells you where you are in their priorities, okay? And that from the town. I was at a wake a few weeks ago. I went because the lady was a lovely lady, and one of the guys' daughter, there was the youngest son is very good, and the other brother I wouldn't give 5 cents from. Anyway, I wasn't going for that brother. I went for the younger brother who would help me out on a business idea one time, and he's a good guy. And other brother I wouldn't give 5 cents for. His daughter was there and said, where do you folks live? In the town. And I damn well knew she meant, in the town. I said, what town? Atkinnish. I've no other place. I go to Pictou County. So where do you live? I say, Stullerton, New Glasgow. I'm in Hawkesbury often. Where do you live? They'll say West Bay Road or Port Hastings or whatever, and they say Port Hawkesbury. They'll say, the town, the town. I've been industrial Cape Breton. And you say, where are you from? New Waterford. They'll say Dominion. They don't say the town or the CBRM. Okay? It's a dumb, stupid, fucking rotten idea. Okay? And again, if you could answer yes, you want to pay more for your property taxes to fix pipes and water system in Antigonish, go ahead and support it. And they will lie to you. They will lie. They'll tell you a bunch of bullshit. But there's nothing to be gained. Will your education funds be less? Will it less need for education? Will the schools cost less? Will your garbage pickup cost less? Will your policing cost less? And other services, those about the three top cost your municipal taxes go for. Now you will eliminate a few councillors. I went over it extensively with somebody in a different part of the province and asked, what would you merge if such and such a town in the valley was merged with the particular county they're in? And we ended up figuring, I gave them figures on it, we talked back and forth, $200,000 or $300,000. Then somebody up the road tells me, we don't need all those fucking councils, you told me the phone one day. No, we don't need all those fucking councillors. 2 or 3 will do the whole thing. Well, you have a federal government, you have a member of parliament, be it Mike Callaway for Cape Breton, Canso, and you have Sean Fraser, which is Central Nova. Then you have your MLAs. It's either the blue-eyed little rig there. What's it? Morrow guy, I guess. And you have the other way, the depressive lady, what's her name? She sounds awful depressed. Good thing she's getting money for mental health. She sounds awful sad, that woman. Okay. And you have Michelle Thompson. That's the name I'm from, Michelle Thompson. Anyway, she hides out in the old post office, the town office. Most of the people don't even know her MLA's office is there. Okay, so anyway, you have councillors. And there's a reason there's councillors there, and they tend to be closer to the people. And you eliminate a few council seats, but they don't make that much overall. Okay, and so 2 or 3 councils not going to cut it. And you have severance packages. You're laying off this one, you're laying off this one. You're going to have severance. There'll be several. Any saving would be minuscule, and it would take several years of savings to make up for the severance packages. And number 1, I go back to my key point. Do you residents from Auld Cove to Arisag, from Loch Harbour to Linwood, and all points in between. I like that one. From Auld Cove to Arisag, from Loch Harbour to Linwood. Are you people going to be better off after this when you pay higher taxes to support the sewer and water system in town? I don't think so. With that, I got to go. I've gone on quite a bit longer than expected. It's a 15-minute video now. And I wish you all the best. God bless. Get on the horn. Phone your councillors. Phone your warden. He'll give you a line of bullshit. Phone your mayor. She'll give you a line of bullshit. But phone your councillors, town councillors and county councillors, and tell them what you think. You certainly know from this video what I think. You tell them what you think. Your opinion matters greatly. And I take and let them know just what you think. All the best. God bless. And get to these meetings and be heard. Thank you.